Namaste. Most often, when members take consultation with me, they ask a lot of questions about ancestors and Tarpana. I would like to address a few frequently asked questions regarding Tarpanam and difference between various Tarpanams on new moon days. We all know that we see a minimum of 12 new moons in a year. Out of these 12, 3 new moons are given very much importance by Hindu Dharma Shastra. The 3 important new moons are Adi Amavasya, Mahalaya, and Tai Amavasya. The sun has 2 movements, that is Uttarayanam and Dakshinayana. The southward movements of the sun, that is from sign Cancer to Capricorn, is called Dakshinayana. Dakshina means south, Ayana means path. We call this Dakshinayana as Pitru Ayana also because all the Pitrus descend from this Cancer sign. An eligible person should perform Tarpanam 96 times in a year. But with this modern lifestyle, it is difficult to make this possible. 3 special new moons were given importance to feed your ancestors' soul. Adi Amavasya, which falls between July and August, mid of July and August in the Tamil month, which is called as Adi. Mahalaya, which falls between mid of September to mid of October, that is in the Tamil month of Puratasi. Tai, new moon, which occurs in the Tamil month of Tai, which occurs from mid of January to mid of February. So let me start with an interesting question. This is from Susanna, California. I have participated in Adi Amavasya rituals. Should I participate in Mahalaya also? To be honest, all the new moons in the year are important, but 3 major new moons are given importance. All the 3 major new moons have various significations and they are interconnected. The first new moon among the 3 important new moons, Adi Amavasya, is considered as a special one as the ancestral souls starts descending to the earth plane from Pitruloka, that is ancestral world, with the powerful intent of accepting their offerings during the 15 days of Mahalaya Paksha and on Mahalaya New Moon Day. The third important new moon, which happens in the mid of January and February, they leave the earth plane and go back to their astral world. To make it simple, this Adi Amavasya is like welcoming them to this earth plane. The 15-day Mahalaya period is when they stay with you, accept your offerings, and bless you. The offerings they take in the form of Tarpana, charity, etc. Tai Amavasya is like showing them gratitude for coming down and blessing you all and sending them happiness. So, Mahalaya is very important to pay respect to your ancestors and receive their blessings. So, next question, similar question, this is from Divya, Malaysia. I did participate in all the 3 new moon rituals last year. Is that enough or should I do it every year? Yes, many have this doubt and many ask this question to me. Yes, it is essential to perform or participate in these 3 new moons. Until we exist in this world, it is our duty to elevate the souls of our ancestors in whichever astral world they are in. It is not enough to just do once. It has to be done on a regular basis. Allocate some money from the beginning of the year for these rituals, like how you save and plan for your trips and other events, so that you can participate every year in these rituals. The third question is, can Tarpanam be done for people out of our lineage or family? This is from Hindu Tamil Nadu. Many have this doubt. Yes, during this Mahalaya period of 15 days, Tarpanam can be done to your close ones, the people who have supported you in your life, to your close friends, and other than your lineage and family members, you can perform even for your pets. We call it as Karunya Tarpanam. In early India, many of them had domestic animals and they survived rearing those animals. Over a period of time, those animals pass away. So, to show them respect and gratitude, they perform Tarpanam during this Mahalaya time. Not only humans, all the living creatures have soul and needs to be elevated. So this Mahalaya Paksham, we can elevate all the souls, irrespective of human or living animals or pets, whatever. So perform Tarpanam even for your pets and trees. So the next question is, what is Pitrudosha? Do I have Pitrudosha? And what is the remedy? This is Noha from Germany. Okay, first let me explain what Pitrudosha is. Pitrudosha is the affliction which indicates unhappy ancestors. In Vedic astrology, the 9th house plays an essential role in revealing Pitrudosha. Afflicted 9th house indicates Pitrudosha. Why a person is born with Pitrudosha is because in the past life, the person might not have done any kind of oblations to their ancestors. That will reflect in the current life as Pitrudosha in his birth chart. If a malefic planet occupies the 9th house, it causes Pitrudosha as per Vedic astrology. Like Rahu Ketu in the 9th house, Sun and Saturn in the 9th house. If the Sun and Moon along with the nodes, if the 9th house ruler from the ascendant along with malefic, especially with Rahu and Ketu, both the luminaries together, that is Sun and Moon in the same sign, these combination indicates severe Pitrudosha in the birth chart. And also those who have bad planet in Sagittarius cause Pitrudosha. Why Sagittarius? Because Sagittarius is the 9th house natural zodiac. 9th house in the natural zodiac. Many members say that I have done so many remedies, but still I am unable to see good progress in my life. If the ancestors are not pacified on regular basis, even if the planets and remedies will not bring much results. So perform Tarpanam and pacify your ancestors on regular basis, especially on these new moon days. This is Michael from South Africa. What is so special about this year Mahalaya Paksha? To answer this question, I should share the important astrological configuration happening during this year, 50 days of Mahalaya. Usually the Mahalaya occurs when the Sun transits in the sign Virgo, that is between mid of September to October, mid of October. But this time Sun is going to be in the sign Leo, ruled by him because of various astronomical reasons. This makes 2020 Mahalayam very special, as the Sun is called as Pitrukaraka, significator of ancestors. Some Vedic texts even say that Sun rules the Pitruloka, that is the ancestral world. Aryaman, one of the forms of Sun, rules the Pitruloka. Even Krishna has told, I am Aryaman among the Pitrus in Bhagavad Gita. So Aryaman is given importance, Sun is given importance towards Pitruloka. So Sun being strong in its sign Leo is an important factor. The second important factor is that the house of the Pitrus as per Vedic astrology is 9th house. Jupiter is the ruler of the natural zodiac and he is occupying his own sign. Mars, another important planet, will be in its own sign Aries. Sun, significator of ancestor, will be strong in his own sign Leo. These three form a mystical triangle in this Mahalayam period and makes this Mahalaya very, very special and makes it easy for you to receive blessings from your ancestors. The planet ruling this trine house in the trine itself is a rare occurrence, and this happening during this Mahalaya period is all the more rare. So make the best use of this Mahalaya period, feed your ancestors and receive their blessings. Many ask, what should I do during this 15 days of Mahalaya? I will share those details in my next video about do's and don'ts during Mahalaya. May the Almighty give moksha to all your ancestors and bring down their blessings to you and your family members. Namaste.